What's up and good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Shred Show live with me, Josh Pitts, and very special guest, Anthony Bird, joining me this morning from Riverbank. I almost said Riverbank Finance this morning. I'm excited to have him on the show. We're going to be getting into some really good things. But before we do that, first and foremost, we want to thank you for tuning in this morning. And if you are joining us live, make sure you comment #shred because you are here and you're shredding it with me and Anthony this morning. And if you're joining us on the replay, make sure you comment #hustle because you're out there hustling. You're getting it done. You're coming back, getting the things that you need to go back out there and absolutely crush it. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us this morning, my friend. Excited to have you on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. And I'm excited to talk about, but before we get into some of the things I'm excited to talk about today, for those who don't know Anthony Bird and Riverbank Finance, you guys are a local company in Michigan, but tell us a little bit about your background in the industry and tell us a little bit about Riverbank.
Yeah, no, so I've been in the industry since 2007. And when I first joined in, I actually started at a mortgage brokerage, and I've basically been with the mortgage broker community ever since. So the first company I was with, they tried the correspondent, the net branch model, even became part of a bank, but that didn't last very long. And that was kind of at the time where, we saw a market not much different than we're seeing now back in 2008 and 9 when things kind of fell apart. So since then, we kind of created our own mortgage broker company here, and we've been fully independent as an independent mortgage broker since 2011.
Nice. And we're going to get more into the mortgage broker here in just a second. But we were talking about really being in this time of kind of there's some nervousness going around, some uneasiness going around, which we can understand a little bit. But what's your take on everything that's going on right now? And what's Riverbank doing to make sure they're not just survival mode, but they're really thriving in these times?
Right. So I think the most important thing right now is to just educate our clients and educate our loan officers. So we have my job as a broker owner is to help my loan officers understand the markets, to give the tools available, the tools necessary to know what's going on so we can speak and advise our clients on what is happening in the market and why the rates are adjusting like they are, and really be advisors for our clients. I think there's never been a more important time to really know what's going on and to be a professional.
Absolutely. Being a professional. What's funny, everybody we've had on the show this week has really talked about being a professional in these times, being an advisor in these times. It's not just about being a loan officer anymore. I mean, you really have to know your craft well. And being that you've been in as long as you have, you are an expert, an advisor in your trade. And this is your career. This isn't just a job to you. This is something that you're passionate about, you're excited about. And like I said, in these times, Riverbank's not just looking to survive. You guys are even looking to grow and to find people who are maybe in these uncertain times, they're looking for something a little bit more stable. Talk about that for just a sec.
Yeah, no, and the way I look at it, we can be doom and gloom and look at all the negatives out there. There's plenty to look at, right? But the way I'm looking at it is, what can we do to be able to focus on positives, to use this as maybe a break from the constant up that we've had in the mortgage activity and more refinance volumes as the rates drop. And now it might be a good time to have a loan officer that's been cranking out crazy production to say, hey, is this the best fit? Are there better options? I'm a mortgage broker. I'm partial to the community. I think it really is the best model for me. It's not for everyone. I totally get that. But if someone is interested in what the mortgage broker community has, I like to think that Riverbank's one of the best places that they can hang their hat here in the state of Michigan and say, hey, I'm a mortgage broker. Here's what we can do. Here's how I'm going to serve my clients. And that's kind of our approach to it right now. And I think with the times that we're in, I find myself doing this too. I know I'll have CNBC on, just watching the stocks tank and watching the mortgage-backed securities just do a free fall. And I'm sitting here, saying, oh, you guys seeing this? What's going on? What does it do? I mean, these issues with the coronavirus and everything else, it's bigger than us all. And with what's happening right now, we can only control what we control. We can't change the mortgage rates. We can't go back and say, hey, client, see, when I told you to lock that rate, yeah, I was right. We can just provide them the information. We can advise them and say, here's why we think it's important. but we can't control all the factors out there.
Yeah, the whole "I told you so" with your clients right now, that's not going to go so well. Probably not the best
No.
route to approach it, but hey, everybody does their business
Right.
differently. But speaking of business and how we drum up business, something that we were talking about is really being able to niche. And I know one of the programs that you guys have really taken advantage of is the down payment assistance program with AFR, the DPA with AFR. How has that really been able to help you? And again, being able to niche, especially in times like this.
Right. No, absolutely. And who knows what's going to happen with mortgage rates in the near future. Sure. I know even Barry Habib, the mortgage guru, we all follow. Hopefully we all subscribe to his software because I know it's valuable for us, but no one really knows, right? A week ago, we were thinking, hey, it's maybe just an influx of loan volume that's coming in. Mortgage rates are going back down. But now we have other factors such as the potential mortgage defaults. These are all being factored into mortgage-backed security pricing, kind of having rates go up based upon that knowledge. And who knows what's going to happen. So obviously purchases, people are always going to need to buy houses. That's a big thing. And down payment assistance is one of those tools that we can use to kind of differentiate ourselves and really have a great tool to help our clients. AFR, I do feel, has the absolute best program out there for it, American Financial Resources. And I've been working with them since 2010, and they're just a great company overall. So I think what they put together with this thing is really something that could be beneficial.
We love AFR. A good friend, Laura Brandeo. Hopefully she's watching. But and if you guys have questions on the DPA right now, feel free to throw them out there for Anthony. We'll try to get them answered. I mean, when it comes to certain things with it, I'm sure he won't be able to get into the weeds. But so I love that you say this, Anthony. Right now in these uncertain times, we don't know what rates are going to happen. Up, down. But you mentioned something that is so spot on is people are always going to buy houses. They're always going to buy houses. I mean, you even look back in the 80s. I mean, my mother-in-law was, a real estate agent back, and she remembers interest rates when they were 18, 19%. So, I mean, we're not quite there yet, and people still bought houses back then. So the fact of the matter is people are going to buy houses, and having access to a DPA program like that the AFR has, it just gives us an option. And again, I know that you've this has kind of been one of your niches, and it's really helped those that you're serving.
Absolutely.
Do you have any? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, and I think there's a lot of good things about it. Like here in Michigan, there's some state programs. They do a great job. For some people, that's a great option. Just like the down payment assistance that we offer, it's not for everyone, but it is a great option for those that need it, right? And if they need it, I really think there's a lot of strong benefits from it that allow us to compete and to really win when we're in a competitive situation where someone is looking for down payment assistance specifically.
Well, and I like you. This goes back to what you said about being a broker. Is you have access to this program, and it's not a perfect fit for everybody. Like, absolutely, there are those who it's a great model or a great fit for. Others, it's not. But being that broker, having those possibilities, those different options, you can kind of look around. You could really find the best option and what works best for the client. So that really plays into our strengths as a broker. Sometimes as a broker, and again, people know I'm a broker. There's lots of different ideas and thoughts about who's the best in our industry right now. I don't know if it's who's best, but it's really what fits us as well. Again, you and I have been brokers for a long time, and it's what fits best for us as well. And again, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and I think that's really important to talk about too. And I have a lot of different friends in the community locally and across the nation that do different models, and that's something that obviously I'm a little prideful because we're a mortgage broker. I do see the benefits. But,
sure.
There's days where I'm like, man, having a retail model where I just don't have to do any of the extra stuff. Hey, great, maybe that would be a good fit. But I think when all else equal, being a mortgage broker works for me. It works great for our company and our loan officers that we have here. So I think that's a huge win for us.
That's awesome. So coming back real quick to the down payment assistance program, do you have anybody recently that you've been able to use this for that you just was a great example of like, oh my gosh, this was a great fit for the down payment assistance program?
Yeah, and there's plenty of examples and people that just didn't think they had the opportunity to be able to buy a house. And one of the biggest challenges we have in the mortgage industry is having them come up with that cash for the down payment. I don't know if it's just us, but it seems like there's so many people out there that everything looks great. They do a great job paying their bills. They pay on time. They have great credit scores. But coming up with that down payment, they just can't seem to get ahead and get that money saved up. So the down payment assistance that AFR has, I think it's a huge thing. That's a forgivable grant. It's basically free money. Like, why wouldn't you take that if you're short on cash especially with times like these of all the market with stocks and everything else, who knows what the unemployment is going to be. Cash is going to be king. Keep the money in your pocket. Use the down payment assistance if you need it. And that way you're set for success when you buy a house.
Oof, Anthony, you nailed something right now, because we don't know. There's uncertainty in the market. There's uncertainty in a lot of industries right now. People are getting furloughed. And again, we're not doom and gloom, but you just nailed something on the head. That's where being an advisor and knowing what options are available for our clients could really come in. I mean, if they lost their job, that's one thing. There's not a lot that we can do. But maybe they are limited on cash resources. Maybe they don't have, because I agree with you, cash is king, but maybe they don't have that liquidity that they would like right now. So being able to use a down payment assistance program where, again, they don't have as much as they maybe need for that down payment assistance. There's still options that they can get into a home. So that's where being an advisor, that's where knowing what the options are really comes into strengths. And I love that you said that, because that's what our job, that's what our responsibility is as originators, is to know those options, because ultimately we're trying to help people achieve the dream of home ownership. That's what it's all about. And clearly that's what you can just see that as you smile and you talk about these programs, that's what you love to do.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's just one great way that using a niche program, like you said, is helpful. Down payment assistance is great. Other things right now with the rates being higher, we're going to try to put a big focus on helping people with cash flow. So cash out refinance, debt consolidation, those are all very important things that can be used as tools to really set people up to be able to overcome their budgets right now in a time of uncertainty. You want to have the minimum expenses to be able to weather the storms here and see what happens. So I think that's another product we're going to be taking a deep look at to see how we can best help our clients to make sure that they're going to survive this and come out on the other side and be able to thrive.
Man, I absolutely love that positivity. Like you said, when everybody's talking doom and gloom, you're keeping it positive, Anthony. You're giving everybody hope through different channels and different opportunities. So I really want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your crazy busy schedule and day to jump on here and talk about the down payment assistance, talk about being an advisor, and sharing a little bit about Riverbank. If anybody has questions about Riverbank and wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way they can do that?
Yeah, I mean, however you want to hit me up, look me up on Facebook. I'm more than happy to have a conversation, share my experiences with the different programs, or even just being a mortgage broker and how it works. Obviously, there's a lot of new mortgage brokers out there. I think it's awesome. I guess I'm one of the old guys in the industry now. I've always been one of the young guys, but here I am, 13 years in the business. But if you have any questions for me, reach out. I'm more than happy to help. Give any knowledge I have on it, how we run our company and how we set up our brokerage to be able to offer benefits and really have it be a place where a loan officer can transition. Even if they're in retail, they want to take a look at the broker model, it's going to not be much different than what they're probably already used to with the systems we have in place. So feel free to reach out.
I love it. And again, Anthony, thank you so much for sharing some positivity, some hope in the industry right now. Really appreciate those positive words this morning. So guys, Anthony Bird from Riverbank Finance sharing some incredible insights and tactics when it comes to really niching with the down payment assistance with AFR. Great advice there. And again, now is the time to find a niche and really go all in on that. And now keep positive, stay positive in this time. We need more hope. We need more positivity, and be willing to share it like Anthony clearly has this morning. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See you guys.